What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and I am here today, you guys, with a brand new review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 7. This episode was titled Nashville Hold'em. Now, before I do get into it, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and aren't subscribed yet, you guys know the routine. I need you guys to do me that favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Now, you guys know the routine. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and also share the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss The Real Housewives of Atlanta, shall we? All right, guys, so tell me, and I want y'all to tell me if you guys watched this episode, what you guys thought about it. Did you guys enjoy the episode? For me personally, it was a all right episode. It wasn't a whole lot of drama in the episode. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Minus there were a few parts that I was like, yeah, could have done without it. And we'll talk about it once we get into it. So yeah, let's go ahead and discuss this episode overall. If I had to rate this episode, yeah, I don't want to rate it. Let's just get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it. So let's get the most annoying person to me out of the way. And that unfortunately happens to be Britt. Where's Britt at? So Britt, like I've said plenty of times before, when it comes to Britt, do I dislike Britt? I ain't gonna say I dislike Britt, but I will say Britt is 1000% annoying to me. Her voice is annoying to me. Like, it's the fact that she talks like this. Her nose, it sounds like it's patched together. So we see Britt and her husband, and they are out car shopping. I was like, oh, okay. I mean, shit, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead and do it. If retail therapy makes Britt feel better, then retail therapy it is for Britt. So I forgot what kind of car she was looking at, but she's looking at a car nonetheless, right? Now, for me, what I'm gonna say about Britt and this whole situation when it comes to Angela, I really honestly think Britt is doing the absolute most with the Angela thing because it just wasn't that deep. Angela asked you a question and you responded to her. So I just don't get why you so upset at this point when it comes to Angela. So, because Angela asked a valid question, you said that your license was in jeopardy. So the question now comes is, why is your license in jeopardy? You could have easily said my license is in jeopardy because of XYZ, 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 blase, 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 right? That's all you had to say. But instead, you copped an attitude with her, and now we're here. And then now you sitting here talking about you can bring up the rumors that you've heard about Charles. I was like, oh my God, girl, you're doing the most. Speaking of Charles, did y'all see Ms. Netta's lying ass last week? So somebody brought up the fact that Netta's name was mentioned on Housewives of Atlanta. So Netta's old lying ass gonna get on social media talking about, oh yeah, me and Drew Sidora, we were talking. I was supposed to go on there, but we didn't have a storyline for me. I said, you lying sack of shit. You lying sack of shit, you. But whatever. Neither here nor there. But back to Britt. So Britt is talking about that she's heard a rumor about Charles, that Charles had a baby on Angela. Well, girl, I mean, we all know that we've all heard that rumor now. So you ain't telling us something that we ain't heard at this point, but whatever. When it comes to Britt, yeah, bravo. I don't think y'all should bring Britt back for season 17. I was trying to give Britt the benefit of the doubt, but at this point, I just don't know if I can give her the benefit of the doubt. And it's mostly because I just find Britt a little bit annoying. Not even a little bit annoying, hella annoying. And it's really her voice. I think right now for me, mostly what it is with Britt is her voice irks my soul and irks my spirit, right? So later in the episode, we see Britt as Britt sat down with Drew. And so Britt and Drew are talking to each other. And Drew asked Britt, well, actually, Drew told Britt that, when it came down to the whole situation at the the peace brunch, Britt came in hot, which I agree with Drew. She did come in hot. Hey, Ashley the Mocha Barbie, how are you doing today? Not just say I hate her voice too. That voice is just, my God, it's something with Britt's voice is just, it's grating as hell, right? But Drew told Britt that it felt like she was celebrating the fact that Kenya wasn't going to be around. And I agree with Drew on that. It definitely did give that you were gloating and that you were relishing in the fact that Kenya wouldn't be around. Speaking of Kenya, real briefly, we're gonna talk about Kenya because I don't want to talk about that video because some of y'all might get mad about what I got to say about the shit with Kenya. Like y'all might get mad, and it's fine. But what I'm gonna say about Kenya is that whole confessions video. My personal opinion, again, y'all can feel how y'all, if y'all team twirl, that's fine. Y'all know I'm not team twirl. I don't dislike Kenya, but that confessions video, Kenya, I think you really should have kept it because I don't think it necessarily helped you because you said you had receipts, but me personally, this is JB's opinion. I ain't seen no receipts. I'm doing good. Today is a really good day. I can't even complain. But yeah, Kenya, I don't think that confessions video was what you. I don't know. I'm glad you didn't go live like you wanted to go live. I'm so happy about that. But I think you really could have kept that video. Just my personal opinion. You guys can agree or disagree. It is what it is, right? So then, Britt is saying she's an open book. I was like, are you really, Britt? Are you really? I don't know Britt at all, so I can't really say yay or nay that Britt is an open book. But she's talking to Drew. So Drew asked her, well, did you sell it? And she was like, sell what? And Drew said, did you sell the cat? And so Britt says she never sold the cat. She wasn't in the movies. She said all she did was her and her best friend or a friend of hers. They did cam stuff for about a week. All they did was they got nude and they were on camera talking, right? Do I believe that? Bits and pieces of it. I believe bits and pieces of it. I don't believe that Britt did it for a week. I just honestly don't. But again, she could have done it for a week. And I know people like, I don't believe that she got on camera and just talked to her friend naked. That I do believe, you guys. I believe they did that because that's how they make money. People who do cam stuff, they'll get online, they'll have certain things on. It could be revealing or not, right? And it's kind of like with the OF girls, right? They'll do certain things the more money that you give them. So I do believe Brit. She probably didn't go all the way with her friend, but she probably sold an illusion to people, right? And that's all I got to say about it. So then we find out that Drew said that she knew the man in the picture. And so Britt questioned her about it. But Drew said she was just being funny. I was like, Drew, that ain't funny. To me personally, it's not funny. And that kind of leads to people thinking that, because you guys know, Portia says that she knows for a fact one of the current Atlanta housewives gave Kenya that information. And Drew, people think it's you. And so you lead them to it. But you guys can tell me what you think because Drew says it was a joke. I was like, okay, Drew, who cares? Whatever. Moving the hell on. Moving on from Brit, you guys. Now, who do we want to move to from Brit? Oh, let's get Drew out the way because Drew. I like Drew to an extent because when Drew starts lying, that's when Drew gets on my nerves. Now, will I say Drew lied in this episode? I don't think she did. I don't think Drew necessarily lied in this episode. So with Drew, y'all know she has this back and forth with Ralph. So we see her and Wreck-It Ralph as they're going to court. Now, Drew is talking about how she wants their divorce case to be a closed, she wants everything to stay closed, right? Because now, mind you, Drew is saying that everything in the documents, it hurts Ralph, but she doesn't want to hurt her kids, which I get that sentiment. But if it hurts Ralph, then why is Ralph okay with it being open, because we mostly hear you talking about you don't want it open. So I'm kind of confused when it comes to that part, Drew. I'm a little bit confused about that. So we see as Drew and Ralph went to court. Now we find out this is Ralph's third attorney that he's going through, and I'm like, Ralph, that's very telling about you. Like, why you got three attorneys, sir? But neither here nor there, right? So Ralph's attorney is telling him that this is a money grab, and I was like, really? You think this is a money grab, lady? Now I ain't saying Drew got millions and millions of dollars sitting in the bank, but I don't think Drew ain't broke. Drew has been in the industry for years, and she's on a high, she's on a nationally syndicated television show, The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Drew ain't broke by no means. But I mean, hey, whatever. Hey, Southern Belle 16, how are you doing today? But yeah, the fact that that lady was trying to sit there and try to say it's a money grab, I beg to differ, ma'am. I don't think that Drew is after Ralph's money, but if that's what y'all want to say, cool. So they go to court, right? And then they come out of court. Ralph is happy. Drew is upset. I don't understand a nigga that is so ecstatic about staying in the basement. There is something fucking wrong with Ralph. There's some shit wrong with Ralph. I don't know how Drew puts up with Ralph. I tweeted this last night about Ralph. I would make Ralph's life a living fucking hell in that house. Ralph is a piece of shit. Ralph is a loser. Oh God, Ralph is a no for me. The next, I hope no other woman after. I hope. Oh God, Ralph is the worst. When I tell you guys Ralph is the worst part, like I don't know how Drew deals with Ralph, because I couldn't deal with Ralph, because I would knock Ralph's teeth out of his fucking mouth. Ralph wouldn't have no teeth fucking with me. Hey Paul Brantley, how are you doing today? Like I swear to God, Ralph wouldn't have no teeth. Oh God. Mm-mm. Southern Belle says, I don't think she's out his money. Like, what does he do to make his money? And that's the other thing that Drew is saying. Ralph ain't even telling what his financials are. So for his lawyer to sit there and say that it's a money grab, ma'am, nobody knows what your client does for a living. Hopefully your client is on the up and up when it comes to his businesses and his taxes and whatever else he's doing, because if he ain't, neither here nor there. So we move on, you guys, and let's talk about Kelly, I guess. Is that where we want to go now? No, we can talk about Angela. Oh, you know what? I lied about Drew. And I said Drew didn't lie in this episode. Drew did lie in this episode. Because we talked about, remember last week when Drew said that Michael Jordan was her cousin because her maiden name is Jordan. So Angela tells Drew that she asked Marcus. Now, I don't know if Marcus is somebody that you want to ask about that stuff. I mean, because we see Marcus Marcus ain't a credible person, especially with that, him sniff and stuff. Was he sober when you talked to him, Angela? Was Marcus sober when you talked to him? That's the question I will ask. He does. I agree, Southern Belle. Ralph gets pleasure from making her cry. I absolutely agree. I think that's what Ralph is getting off on, is the fact that he can fuck with Drew. And now he has the course behind him with fucking with Drew. And y'all know, Drew ain't my favorite person on this show, but I really do feel bad for Drew. I feel bad for Drew. Now, Angela, they were talking about the whole peace brunch, right? Now, when it comes to the peace brunch, I'm on Angela's side because I don't think that Angela said anything that people wouldn't have questioned when it came to Brit. You said you lost your license. People want to know, why would your license be in question? Like you didn't like that was yes, Kenya called you an insurance fraud hoe, but she didn't present anything that would make it seem like you're actually, which we don't know. She could have, but it made logical sense to me when it came to Angela. Asking Marcus Jordan don't mean nothing to me. And why do Angela care if Drew is the cousin? Honestly, when it comes to Angela, I'm seeing Angela for who she is. When it comes to Angela, I think Angela is going to be like the charade. She's going to be the bone carrier with this group of ladies. Because if you guys, before I came on here, they were. I saw on Instagram. You guys know that they're doing the after show this season, right? And I can see right now Angela ain't feeling Miss Phaedra Parks, and I'm right there with you. We see each other. Southern Belle says, I took it as she was joking because Drew is known to embellish when the truth. Yeah, we know. Uh, you being nice, Southern Belle, talking about Drew will embellish. Let's just keep it real. Drew will lie. What's up, Harold? How you doing today? Let's just keep it real. We know Drew is a fucking liar. We know Drew is a damn liar. But I don't think Drew. Honestly, I don't think Drew was being serious about the whole being related to Michael Jordan. I don't think she was being serious. You say to me, Drew stayed asking Marcus if he was related to Drew. Yeah, it wasn't that deep. It was funny. It was funny. It was lighthearted. Exactly, Ashley. Drew does lie a lot. Drew lies. So this is where Drew told Angela that Britt had texted her about meeting up with her, which we've already talked about that, right? We've already talked about, and Drew also talked about going to court with Ralph. And we've already talked about that. But what I didn't talk about is that Drew says that now Ralph has an issue with Drew working with Coach Dennis. See, y'all, if y'all been listening to me, I've been saying something in the milk ain't clean when it comes to this shit with Drew, Portia, Coach Dennis, and Ralph. I've been saying it. I really I don't buy this shit, y'all. I don't buy this shit at all. Because Drew is like now it's Ralph and Portia. It's been Portia, but I think you, Portia, and Coach Dennis were in on it. Now, do I think Ralph is in on it? Not 100%. Not 100%. But again, y'all know when it comes to Drew, we know Drew be lying, kind of like Mia be lying. Speaking of Bigfoot, let's talk about Mia real quick, you guys. I want to ask a question and I want y'all's honest opinions. So, did y'all see today that Mia has posted that she's not returning to the Real Housewives of Potomac next season? Well, Mia, y'all know Mia wants to go to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I want y'all to tell me y'all's honest opinions. Are y'all here for Mia potentially coming to Real Housewives of Atlanta? Me personally, I don't want Bigfoot over on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I think Bigfoot is more suited for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta than Real Housewives of Atlanta. Girl, you got read by Giselle Bryant of all people. How do you let the one broad that like Giselle cannot read anybody? How did you let Giselle gather you at the reunion and you walked off crying? If you walked out from Giselle, you can't sit there and deal with Kenya. You can't take Portia. You can't take Phaedra. Even though I don't think Phaedra's the best reader, but you can't take none of these girls in Atlanta. So goodbye, Mia. Please don't. Southern Belle says nope. Harold says Drew doesn't tell slanderous lies. I'll give you that. Drew doesn't tell slanderous lies. That's the difference between her and Portia and fraudulent Faye. I mean, yeah, Drew don't tell, but a lie is a lie. A lie is a lie. But I get where you're coming from, Harold. Then Drew don't tell, yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give it to you. Not something Bell says I want her to stay off my screen. I would prefer for me to stay off my screen too. But if she wants to do reality TV, girl, Love and Hip Hop is your avenue. You and your girlfriend and your little short boyfriend take y'all asses to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. They will. That is your next stop. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So Portia is having a trip for her birthday, right? They're going to Nashville, and we see as Angela is inviting Drew. Now, if this wasn't a reality TV show, I would feel away, but I don't feel away because it's a reality TV show. This is the first cast trip of the season, so everybody's going on the cast trip, even Drew. And I'm pretty sure Portia knew about it, but Portia's pretending to be mad. And that's all I got to say. So we're going to move on to Kelly. 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 I like you a lot. I really do. I still think you're a flip flopper. Also, Kelly, when it comes to your clothing that you wear, I want you to find tops. If you gonna wear a dress or whatever, and your boobs are out, I really want you to invest in pasties. Put some pasties on your titties because every picture that I like, even at the premiere party, girl, that dress that you had on, it was a cute dress, but all I could see was your areolas. I could see your areolas. Like, I want you to put some pasties on your boobs because your boobs are big as hell, and they everything just be hanging out. It's like it's a lot, Kelly. It's a lot. So we see as Kelly has Cynthia over Portia and Shamia to her home, right? Now, production was shady as hell for the way that they edited Cynthia in her interview. Also, Cynthia, Cynthia. What is up with the hair this season, Cynthia? Like, my God, Cynthia ain't in all the seasons that we've saw Cynthia on Housewives of Atlanta. I don't think there's ever been a season where I've ever looked at Cynthia's hair and be like, "Is everything okay with you, Cynthia?" Because this season, you and the hair, I'm not understanding what's really going on with the hair. Because this wig in this confessional was a no go. So neither here nor there. So the ladies are talking about the peace brunch, right? Because Portia asked how did it go, and Shamia and Kelly are telling her how it went, right? That it didn't go good, that it went to hell because of Britt. It went to hell because Britt is so defensive when it comes. Which here's the thing, I think we all can agree, Kenya was wrong for what she did. Britt was also wrong, but at this point, Britt wants to make herself a victim, and I'm not gonna sit there and do it. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and victimize. Let Britt sit here and play the victim. Now, what I will also say with Portia, because I'm not gonna dig deep into this whole conversation about Portia and Drew, because I don't care. I don't care. So Portia told Cynthia she's inviting all the girls to Nashville for a Cowboy Carter themed birthday for her. She's gonna be inviting her sister, Monietta, and some of her other friends. Cool. We got it. Harold says my aunt Cynth needs to fire the hairstylist post haste. I haven't seen a wig like that. I haven't seen a wig like that yet. Look, I know, right? I'm disappointed in Cynthia because Cynthia Cheekbones Bailey. I don't think I've ever saw a bad. I don't think I can recall ever a bad wig from Cynthia until now. All right, guys. So now we're finna wrap up this episode, and we're finna talk about the Nashville trip. We're finna talk about the Nashville trip. What does Hero say? Side note, JB. Have you seen the looks for the after show? Yeah, I saw them today. I've seen them circulating online today. Tragic. What I will say is I'm trying to remember whose looks I saw. I didn't like Shamia's look. I didn't really like what Shamia had on. I like what Portia had on. It's just the fact that Portia's titties were squeezed together. I was like, my God, Portia, your titties are just, I mean, squeezed. When I say squeezed, they are touching each other, right? Britt, I wasn't a big fan of what Britt and oh God, and then you see Phaedra in the fucking after show. I was like, fuck. So from what I'm hearing, you guys, with Phaedra, they're saying Phaedra is not gonna show up until episode number 12, is what I'm hearing. And so we're on episode 7. So we got a few more episodes until we see lying ass, phony ass Phaedra Parks. Because they have a new promo out and Phaedra's in the promo. Why did they feel the need to bring her back? Let's move on. Oh, I just can't believe that they brought that treacherous, lying ass lady back. She didn't bring anything to Married to Medicine. What do y'all think that Phaedra's gonna bring to Real Housewives of Atlanta? To the you know what? We gonna move on. So we get to Nashville, right? The house that they got to is a nice house. Now, Angela, I will say though, beloved, this is very telling that when they got to it, Nashville, They didn't even realize that you didn't even make your flight until they landed. Like they didn't even realize you didn't make your flight. Also, Portia, y'all know I do like Portia, but when it comes to Portia, I don't care about her and Simon celebrating their birthdays. And since it was June 2nd and hers is June 22nd, I don't give a damn. I don't care. And it's so crazy that Portia's a fucking cancer. Portia is a cancer just like me. Wow, where did we go wrong? So Angela finally arrives, right? So Angela is talking to the girls and she's talking about Drew coming, right? Portia, like I said, she's upset because she didn't invite Drew, but she was on a Zoom call with the girls. Angela mentioned Drew. Portia pretended like she couldn't hear her. I was like, now Angela, even though I know this is production, but when she pretended like she didn't hear you, that was her way of saying, "Girl, don't invite that heifer." But okay, whatever, Angela. Uh, Harold says Portia's birthday is 3 days before mine. I'm glad her birthday ain't nowhere near close to mine. Well, technically it is. Technically, my birthday is a few weeks after Portia's birthday. I mean, God, Portia's a cancer. Mm-mm-mm. You give us cancers a bad look, Portia. So Angela told them she invited Drew. Cool. I don't know why Drew would want to come outside of this being her job and it's being a check for her. Other than that, I wouldn't want to go. But neither here nor there. So we see the ladies as they're getting ready. Once again, Kelly, yo titties. I want you to get a pasty. I just really want you to get a pasty for your titties, Kelly. That's all I want you to do is get a pasty because I always see your areolas. Now, I don't have a problem with areolas, but I mean, damn, yours are always on display. Always on display. Now, Angela, I want to say something to you. When you talk to Charles on the phone, your husband don't seem like he's really that interested in what you're talking about. But that's just my observation. You guys can tell me what you think, right? So she also called Drew while she was, and Drew was talking to her about what happened with Wreck-It Ralph. I don't give a damn. Wreck-It Ralph is a piece of shit. Wreck-It Ralph is a complete piece of shit. Hey, Kiwan, how you doing today? Paul says Drew needs that check. Yeah, especially dealing with the asshole that she's married to. So I don't mind Drew coming, but what I did think was an interesting scene was so the girls went out on the town for the night, right? But Drew and Allison are back in Atlanta at Crew, which is Dennis's bar or something like that. I was like, Drew, Drew. This is why I keep saying I think that this shit with Drew and Portia and Dennis, it's a scheme that Todd came at. Like this is one of them schemes this is one of them schemes from Todd. Because I don't buy none of this shit with these three. But neither here nor there. So Portia decides that she wants to call Angela out because Angela's talking about where's Drew. Now it's like, Angela, why are you mentioning this at this table? Like, I don't think this table is the place to mention where's Drew. But if that's what you want to do, go for it. I think it's dumb as hell, but it is what it is, right? And that was really the episode, you guys. Like I said, overall for me, this was an okay episode because we're not really talking. We're now starting to move past the whole Kenya of it all. I'm cool with that. I wonder what you guys, I don't know what the ratings were. Let me see if I can find what the ratings were for this week's episode. And then we're going to get out of here, you guys. We're going to get out of here after that. But let me see if I can find the Bravo ratings for if they got the ratings for last night's episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Nope, they don't have them up yet. But yeah, you guys, that was it. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Kiwan says the way I would hop all over the hot dog king. I don't know if I would hop all over that man. But I did find it funny that Portia said that the women were saying that he say that when she asked him about women, that he just said they gave him head. That still ain't never mind, shut up. You say Angela gives me a 2.0 Kenya. Okay. I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, you guys, that's really all I got. So I'm about to get off of here. This week we ain't got much to talk about because Beverly Hills is off, thank God. So the only thing that we got this week coming up is Abbott is off, so I don't have Abbott. Damn, I don't have anything. Oh, you guys know tonight is what's that show on? Paradise. So I have so the only thing I have right now is Paradise, and then I have Chasing Dallas, and what else I got? Chasing Dallas, Love After Lockup, The Never Ever Mets, Raising Canaan, and that's it, you guys. I think that's all I got. Wow. So the summer's gonna be it's gonna be an interesting summer because I don't know what else we're gonna have coming up for the summer. I know actually I know Real Housewives of Miami is coming back next month, they say. So I'm curious. I'm ready for Real Housewives of Miami. Harold says I'm still entertained enough to tune in every week, even without Ms. USA. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes. We will. But that's it, you guys. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, you guys. Turn on your post notifications, and I will catch you guys in the next one. And also, you guys do me a solid favor because I just saw that Scotty is live. So y'all go over there and hop on Scotty's live, and I will catch you guys in the next video. So until then, you guys, bye. So the next video coming up is going to be Baddies, you guys. That'll be up in about an hour or so, maybe. But I'll see you guys then. Bye.